Question number 11, Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister and asks, did Jason Ede report to the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, Wayne Eagleson, well employed as a Senior Ministerial Advisor in the Office of the Prime Minister? If not, to whom did he report?
Mr. Speaker.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Did he or his Chief of Staff give approval to his employee, Jason Ede, to access the Labor Party's private database without permission, an action which Mr. Ede took in May 2011 while on the staff of the Prime Minister?
Mr. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, no, but I would point out to the House that Jason Ede accessed parts of the Labor Party website that were publicly available.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr. Russell. Order. Dr. Russell Norman, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is the Prime Minister saying that if he left the door open on his Parnell home and someone walked in, wandered around and took some stuff without his permission, that would not be stealing?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, if the member wants to talk about stealing, let's talk about Nicky Hager and where he got his emails from.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order. A point of order has been raised. Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister has not attempted to address the question, which was directly relevant to his previous answer, by making an analogy between the breaking into the Labor Party website and going into the Prime Minister's house. He hasn't addressed the question at all.
I think on this occasion, in my opinion, the member has not helped his own point of order by talking of an analogy. The Prime Minister then, in his answer, used yet another analogy that was similar in some ways, according to the Prime Minister, to entering into a house uninvited. I will allow the member an additional supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Chris is such a lovely man, isn't he?
Order. Could we just have some silence to get through question time from my right? Supplementary question, Dr. Russell Norman.
Is the Prime Minister satisfied that his office upheld the highest ethical standards when his employee, Jason Ede, accessed the Labor Party's private database without permission?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, in answer to the first part of the question, yes.
Supplementary question, Dr. Russell Norman.
When did he or his Chief of Staff become aware that Jason Ede, well employed on the Prime Minister's staff in his office, had accessed the Labor Party's private database without permission from the Labor Party?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, my Chief of Staff became aware of the fact that Mr Ede had gone into the part of the Labor website that they had failed to properly secure, that they apologised to their supporters for, and that was publicly available sometime after that event occurred.
Point of order. Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Point of order. Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You were slightly distracted at the end of the Prime Minister's answer, and it was not very clear from the end of his answer. I wonder if he could tell us what date he found out, because I couldn't hear over here.
I said sometime after.
The Prime Minister didn't give a specific date, and you'd hardly expect him to have that information in the House. Further supplementary?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is the
Supplementary question, Dr. Russell Norman.
Is the Prime Minister now saying that it is acceptable behaviour for ministerial staff to go into private databases which they have no right to go into, they have not gained permission to go into, take the data from those databases and share it with attack bloggers like Slater, is that now acceptable ethical behaviour for ministerial staff?
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, what I'm saying is that part of the website was publicly available for people to go into. What I'm also saying to the House is, no, I don't agree with Nikki Hager being part of an action to steal emails. I don't agree with people coming to the National Party conference cocktail party and secretly taping our people. No, I don't agree with people secretly taping other activities undertaken by us. Mr Speaker, I think the member actually should pick up a mirror and have a bit of a look.
Order. Question number 12. Dr.